This is Network 18 and you are watching CNN IBM. Brought to you by Aquaguard Total with SMP Plus.
Never again in your lifetime will you see a sight like this, the longest solar eclipse of the millennium. Pictures from Mumbai, Varkala and Rameshwaram.
Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Good Afternoon India. Over the next 1 hour, we'll get you live reports from across the country as well as live pictures from across the country over this longest eclipse of this millennium.
Yes, and we're also taking you to all our correspondents spread across India where you get the best sights, but also the other news of the day. Another Indian targeted in Australia and now the attacker booked for racial abuse. Fewer Indians are going to Australia in the wake of race attacks as Minister of State for External Affairs Praneeth Kaur tells Australia to get its act together.
Australian players will attend IPL Season 3. The cricket board confirms Shiv Sena's threat will not keep them from playing in India. Ricky Ponting demands safety assurances though.
National Security Advisor N.K. Narayan headed for the Raj Bhavan now. He could become the next governor of West Bengal, say sources.
Miraculous stories of survival from quake-hit Haiti. The island reduced to a rubble, bodies still strewn on the streets. The world rushes in with aid.
And the big story right now, as we said, the longest annual solar eclipse of the millennium, which is on now. We are bringing you live pictures.
Well, that eclipse is best viewed in India, that's in Tamil Nadu. The visibility is longest in Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi, the ring of fire. It's generating a lot of excitement out there today. It will be visible in Dhanushkodi between 1:05 and 1:10. That is, as we speak, the next longest annual solar eclipse will be in 3043. This will also be visible as a partial eclipse in most of Africa, Eastern Europe and the Middle East. What makes this eclipse unique is that it will take place at noon. It is in fact taking place at noon when the incoming solar radiation is at its maximum. In fact, with us here in the studio is Lisha Jyoti. She is the scientific officer at Space. She'll be with us through the hour today to take any questions that you may have. Now, Lisha, we do know that this is, of course, the longest solar eclipse this millennium. Why else is this special?
It is special because it is one of the longest, and moreover, this time from India we'll be able to see annular eclipse, which is one of the rarest astronomical events.
Why is it so rare?
It is rare because for this particular eclipse to take place, the shadow of moon has to be precisely of the size that it. Rather than touching the earth, it just grazes through the surface of earth, and thus making the eclipse annular eclipse. And moreover, the moon is at the apogee. Apogee means that it is farthest away from earth, and because of that, it is not able to cover the complete disk of sun, and thus giving the effect of a golden ring in the sky, golden bangle in the sky.
The pictures that we are seeing from across India are definitely incredible. For a layperson, the simplest definition of an eclipse, Lisha, I think, is that the moon comes between the earth and the sun. But it's generated a lot of interest in the scientific community as well.
Yeah.
Just give us a sense of how significant it is and what sort of pictures are being taken and what is being expected.
Well, the significance lies in the fact that we are now witnessing one of the rare astronomical events, and the pictures as well as photography is concerned, the team at Varkala is they are focusing basically on getting the pictures of annularity as well as the Baily's beads, which is another rare phenomenon that is observable from Earth. Right, so eclipse, as far as eclipses are concerned, it is like the simple definition could be like when it is an astronomical event when one celestial object casts shadow on the other object, or when one celestial object moves into the shadow of the another celestial object.
Right. We are getting a question on our website ibnlive.com. Varun from Delhi asks, how long does the total phase of a total solar eclipse last?
Total solar eclipse. Well, the maximum totality can range up to 7 minutes and somewhat a few more seconds, and as well as annularity is concerned, it's bit longer than the total, and the longest one we have witnessed till now is around, we can witness is around 12 minutes and 24 seconds.
Right. Apart from science, of course, there are many myths and religious significance as well of this eclipse, and it is being observed in Haridwar. It's an important snan in the Kumbh Mela because of the eclipse, also because it's Mauni Amavasya today. Smita Nair is there. Smita, what do you have?
Palki, right now all those pilgrims who had come here for that holy dip at the Ganges have stepped back. They're sitting by the sides of the ghats, waiting for the solar eclipse period to complete. It's post 3 o'clock when it's believed to be the most auspicious for you to take that dip. The point that you were making, that this is indeed a rare moment, and the reason why it's doubly auspicious is because it's also Mauni Amavasya today, as well as the Surya Grahan is in place, or the solar eclipse is in place. I have an astrologer here with me because we've often spoken about how this is the various theories that are propounded put faith and science at loggerheads. Is that the question? Let's ask Acharya Rajiv Sharma Shrood, who's with me. He's a famous astrologer here in Haridwar. Acharya ji, कई सुपरस्टिशंस है, हम सुपरस्टिशन कहते हैं, आप मान्यताएं कहते हैं, जो भी हो, कि एक प्रेग्नेंट वुमन शुडंट स्टेप आउट ड्यूरिंग अ सोलर एक्लिप्स, कि कोई बच्चा सोलर एक्लिप्स के दौरान जब अगर पैदा होता है तो एक बिलीफ है कि वो डिफॉर्म्ड या इल फॉर्म्ड पैदा होता है, और बाहर जाते हैं तो एक आयन की टुकड़ी लेकर साथ में जानी चाहिए. इन सब चीज़ों का क्या कोई साइंटिफिक बेसिस है, या ये सिंपली मैटर्स ऑफ फेथ है?
हमारे शास्त्रों में, पद्म पुराण, शिव पुराण, स्कंद पुराण में, गरुड़ पुराण में इसके प्रत्यक्ष दृष्टांत प्रमाण है. जैसे महाभारत के अब अभिमन्यु को लो, उन्होंने पूरा चक्कर जो खुलने का भेद अपनी माँ के जो गर्भ में ही सुना था. जब माँ सोगी तो उसको बाहर निकलने का उस चक्कर से उनको पता नहीं था, इसीलिए वो युद्ध में मारे गए. इसी आज देखो आप साइंस में क्लोन्स का है कि एक क्लोन से दूसरे का, तीसरे का, अब उस रिसर्च चल रहा है. लेकिन जो ये रिसर्च चल रहा है महाभारत काल से, प्राचीन काल से हमारे शास्त्रों में था कि जो आप अगर इस समय गर्भवती स्त्री कोई फल काटे, सब्जी काटे, तो आप साइंटिफिक रूप से अगर प्रूव करना चाहें तो उस बच्चे के चर्म रोग शरीर पर निशान हो, प्रत्यक्ष हमने कई बार खुद देखे, वो आपको दिखेंगे. अगर वो कोई सीने पुरोने का काम करे स्त्री, तो उसके बच्चे के कम सुनने की या कोई अंग भंग की कोई ना कोई उसको कष्ट शीर्षक रहेगा.
ये तो बिलीफ रहा आचार्य जी. सवाल ये है कि इसका साइंटिफिक बेसिस क्या? आप कह रहे हैं कि माइथोलॉजी में ये बोला गया है.
इसका साइंटिफिक बेस जो है कि जिस समय गर्भवती स्त्री हो, जो वो खाती है वही उसके शरीर को लगता है. तो वो जो शरीर में बच्चा धारण कर रहा है, वो उसके शरीर पर उसके जो नाभि में है उसी से चीज ग्रहण कर रहा है. साइंस में ये अगर 3 महीने के बाद बच्चा सुनता भी है, मूवमेंट करता है, तो जो ऊपर का प्रभाव है, जैसे इस समय ग्रहण में हूँ, तो अगर मैं सूर्य की तरफ देखूंगा तो मेरी नजरों पर प्रभाव पड़ेगा. तो उसको अगर कोई ना माने तो ना माने तो माने, साइंस इसमें इस चीज को आज प्रूव करे कि उसका बुरा प्रभाव शरीर पर पड़ता है.
स्मिता, पूछना चाहेंगे कि
Smita, why don't you ask Pandit ji to pause there a bit? Let me just cross over to Lisha, who is here. Lisha, before I come to you, in fact, let's go to Meenakshi. She is at Rameshwaram. It's one of the places where the eclipse can be viewed best. Meenakshi, what's going on there?
Well, Shreya, people here really now all impatient, all have gathered into huge groups, all looking up at the sky, waiting for that moment impatiently when the shadow of the moon will completely cover the sun, leaving just a ring of fire around. People have gathered in huge numbers, all waiting impatiently for that one moment to arrive now when they will get to see the ring of fire here in Dhanushkodi, which is supposed to be the best place to view this eclipse in India, where it lasts for about 10 minutes in totality. So people here are very impatient, waiting enthusiastically for that one moment to witness a ring of fire in Dhanushkodi.
Right, of course, the eclipse was first visible in the Central African Republic, and now it has come. Meenakshi, we understand that the best view of the eclipse will be at Dhanushkodi and Rameshwaram. Give us a sense of the number of people gathered there. We understand they've been waiting since morning for this incredible sight, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really.
Well, absolutely, Palki. In fact, we reached here around 6:30 in the morning, and since then we've been seeing people continuously coming in large numbers. People from not only around India, from around the world gathering here in huge numbers. Not only in Dhanushkodi, even in Rameshwaram, when we were leaving, a lot of people have gathered there in huge numbers because Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi are supposed to be the two places where they can witness this eclipse in totality to the maximum. In fact, here it lasts for about 10 minutes. So a lot of people have gathered here, hundreds of them. In fact, right now, all gathered. They were all seated very comfortably at the beach. But now we see all of them getting up impatiently, looking up at the sky with their eclipse glasses, their eyes fixed onto the sky, waiting for the ring of fire to appear, which will be when they'll actually enjoy the one moment that they've come here for, a once in a lifetime opportunity for all of them. The next longest annular eclipse could be as late as 3043, which means that it is definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity for all of them present here. So with complete enthusiasm, everyone looking up to the sky right now, waiting for the ring of fire to appear any minute now.
Meenakshi, just stay with us. Let's just get a scientific explanation as to what exactly the ring of fire is. Lisha?
Well, ring of fire, it is annular eclipse. Annular is a Latin word, which means annulus is a Latin word, which means ring. So what we are going to witness is the ring of sun forming in the sky. It primarily because at this point of time, the apparent size of moon is not enough to block out the entire disk of sun. So what will we observe is that the moon obscuring part of the sun, leaving behind just the outline, which we will observe as a ring of fire or golden bangle in the sky.
Right. I mean, actually, I understand that the Indian Space Research Organization is also launching a series of rockets from its two centers to study the solar eclipse and its repercussions, and they're supposed to be sent out from Sriharikota in Andhra and Tumba in Kerala. A huge amount of scientific interest. I understand some observers are there as well. What are they telling you? How crucial it is in terms of their understanding of celestial activities? All right, the climax seems to be happening there. The ring of fire in Thiruvananthapuram, those pictures on the right side of your screens, what a sight it is. The eclipse being seen in Kerala right now. Naveen Nair on the phone line with us from there. Naveen, I understand there are a group of scientists gathered at Varakal to study this eclipse. Give us a sense of what you see from there.
There are a group of scientists gathered obviously at the Vikram Rai Space Center, but here in Thiruvananthapuram, the heart of the city in Kanakudi Palace, it's all students, a lot of enthusiastic students, school children who have come from different parts of the state who have gathered here. If you can hear the cheers of these students at this point in time, just getting the glimpse of this celestial beauty, this is something which you can see only once in a lifetime. That is what is being seen here. Right from 9 o'clock in the morning, students and children have come to this place in hundreds, and now they are witnessing one of this grand spectacle here, Palki.
Right, and there are many things that set this eclipse apart. It's the 7th solar eclipse, I understand, to occur within a year. That's undoubtedly the highest number of eclipses that will take place within a year's time. How well informed are those students? Are they just excited because this is an eventful thing? This is an important event, or do they understand what this is about? What are they telling you?
I guess many of them are excited more than anything else. They are more excited to see the eclipse happening. I mean, there are scientists who are going on mic, on camera, on mic, announcing to these children, instructing these children what exactly this is, how the solar eclipse happens, and why the solar eclipse is very important this time, why it's a total solar eclipse, and why you should not look at it directly. But hardly the children would take care of all that. Right now, they're so excited to see this thing happening. At the same time, one thing is they have been given special Googles. They have been given those sun watching Googles which they are putting spectacles and then watching it. So that caution is being taken care here at this point in time. At the same time, very excited crowd here in Thiruvananthapuram.
And Naveen, a lot of myths do the round as far as an eclipse goes. Do you see some of those myths being played out in front of your eyes? For example, pregnant women not coming out, etc.?
Pardon, I can't get
I'm saying that,
noise here.
yeah, I can understand all the noise there. I was trying to ask you that a lot of myths do the round as far as the solar eclipse goes. Do you see some of them being played out in front of your eyes right now? Say, for example, pregnant women not coming out, people fasting till the eclipse is over?
That's right. There's a lot of myth which goes around as far as the eclipse is concerned. But what the scientists here have done is they have brought in solar cookers here. They are serving coffee here, tea here, drinking water here. They're trying to send out the message that this is all a myth. That you can eat, you can have food, you can come out in the open. Solar eclipse does not have any impact on that. The only impact it has is on his eyes. That you should not look at it directly. That is perhaps the only thing which happened. They're sending out a message. The scientist community here, obviously the teachers who have gathered here, they're sending the community, they are sending a message to the children also that you can obviously come out into the open during the solar eclipse.
Right, Naveen, for our viewers, these are two different pictures coming out of the same eclipse from Thiruvananthapuram, that silver ring, and from Varakal in Kerala, where you see that golden ring, Varkala in Kerala really, where you see that golden ring slowly forming the ring of fire, as we've been saying.
It looks lovely, doesn't it, on your screens? Beautiful. In fact, staying on the subject of myths, Lisha is here with us. Lisha, lots of myths do the round. Which is your favorite? Which is the weirdest myth you've heard about a solar eclipse?
The weirdest has been the food getting contaminated during the solar eclipse because they have this notion that some harmful radiation just come in and contaminate the food, which is like, till now it's like just a myth, and it has absolutely no scientific base at all.
And scientists in Kerala are proving otherwise by serving everyone coffee.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? Okay. This is, of course, an annular solar eclipse. What you see on your screens there, it occurs when the moon's apparent diameter is smaller than the sun, causing the sun to look like a ring, blocking most of the sun's light. Now, during an annular solar eclipse, the rugged lunar limb topography allows beats of light to shine through in some places and not in others. So, this effect is called the Baily's bead. Baily's bead, in fact, it's in honor of Francis Baily, who first provided an exact explanation of the phenomena sometime in what, 1836?
Yeah, somewhere around that. Because of the rough surface of moon, we observe this phenomenon, and it's one of the rarest, and we are hoping to catch them on camera, like in Varkala, one of our, where our team is there.
Those are the pictures coming in from Varkala, in fact, in Kerala. And I understand the next such eclipse that will be longer than today's will occur on 23rd December 3043. None of us definitely going to be around to see that. So this is definitely something that shouldn't be missed, Lisha.
Yeah, it's something that can't be missed, right? We won't live that long, will we, Palki? No, I don't think so. All right, here's something interesting. Eclipse Watch, it's a citizen science project. It has invited, in fact, people from all over India to watch animals during the solar eclipse. What they want their contributions, in fact, they want people like you to observe your pets, your animals, pigeons, cats, anything, cows, if you prefer it that way, dogs. Your observations, just put them on their website. It's called www.eclipsewatch.in. In fact, one of their press releases, which I was going through today, says that solar eclipses are spectacular phenomena. They inspire myth and customs in diverse human communities, but they also cause curious behavior in animals. Lisha, is that something you've observed as well? Is there any scientific basis to that?
Well, yes. As far as birds and animals are concerned, we have observed some changes in them, and they are actually in the chaotic state because they actually don't know what is happening around them. For birds, it's like it's twilight at the daytime, and they just get confused at that time.
Right.
And as far as from some plants as well, some phototropic plants like sunflower and all, there are some changes we observe in them also.
Interesting. In fact, those are pictures from Kerala. In India. Okay, now we are playing out those visuals from Rameshwaram. So the eclipse has essentially moved. It first touched Trivandrum a short while back, and it's going to exit from India, from Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, and it's going to stay in India for 10 minutes and 24 odd seconds. The total duration of the eclipse, though, is going to be 11 minutes and a few seconds, but that's in Africa, I understand.
That's in Maldives, Mali.
So pictures that you're seeing is essentially the ring of fire, am I right?
Yeah.
Rameshwaram, coming out from Rameshwaram. Lovely. Can you explain this to us? What happens now?
Actually, what is happening now is that the black portion that you can see is actually the moon, which is obscuring the sun, and the ring of fire, the bangle which is being formed, is the sun light which is coming towards us. So actually what what is happening is the apparent size of moon is smaller than the apparent size of sun as seen from Earth. So it's not able to obscure the complete sun at this time, and that's why we are seeing it as a ring of fire at this time.
Right, Lisha, last year we saw an eclipse which was much talked about, and we had a correspondent on a flight to catch what was exactly going on. And this eclipse is being called the longest in the country now. It's being seen in Mumbai as well. The ring about to be formed in a bit and in Rameshwaram. What is it for a lay person that makes it so difficult, so different and so special, this eclipse today?
This eclipse is actually one of the rarest. It's like we do not observe such eclipses quite in such a frequency, and these are rare events. And now we are expecting such kind of eclipse in just after 1 decade, like around 2019 and 2020, we're expecting such kind of eclipses. So their rarity and less frequency of their occurrence that makes them special.
And an eclipse longer than this will happen only 1,000 years later. And for our viewers, what we are seeing on our screens is this eclipse has already been seen. The ring of fire has been seen in Rameshwaram, and what we are tracking here is the slow movement of the moon and how the eclipse is slowly going to be seen in Mumbai, the total eclipse to be seen in Mumbai.
Does Mumbai see the ring of fire too?
Not exactly. It will see the partial eclipse. After that, the moon will just leave the surface, leave the disk of sun, and it will be daylight again. So Mumbai will not, as far as my knowledge goes, it will not witness any ring of fire.
So it's from Africa to the Maldives.
From Africa, it will continue from starting from Kenya to Africa, then traversing the path around Indian Ocean, then Maldives and southern India and northern Sri Lanka, and then it will head upwards towards Meghalaya, and then it will end in China.
I understand. I've been reading about the eclipses, and there are a maximum of 5 eclipses and a minimum of 2 in a year. But this one, this is the 7th within a year.
This is within this year.
Technically, the new year started.
No, the one year. From January last year to this time.
Yeah, from January last year to this time. Yes, of course, like in a year we can witness up to from 4 to 7 eclipses, right? And from out of these 4, we can witness at least 2 eclipses, like 0 to 2 total eclipses, right? And this is, I guess, second total eclipse, which is like annular eclipse, and we can actually witness partial eclipses as well, and we are expecting around 4 partial eclipses in 2011.
So this is how it's happening now. Varkala is where it's now receding from. We saw a ring there in Kerala, then it went to Rameshwaram, Dhanushkodi in Tamil Nadu, and now it's being seen in Mumbai. And Prachi Jatani, I understand, is in Mumbai, the Nehru Planetarium, with a lot of excited students and parents and people as well. We will try to go to her in a bit to find out what students in Mumbai are talking about.
Till then, probably what you could do is log on to our website ibnlive.com and post your questions for Lisha, who is here on our website. Till you do that, let's cross over to Meenakshi. Meenakshi, what's going on in Rameshwaram? We see that lovely ring of fire there on our screens.
Well, Shreya, just as the ring started forming, people here broke into an applause. Everybody stood up, looked everybody's necks up towards the sky, started clapping after they witnessed the ring of fire. Visibly excited, completely enthusiastic about having witnessed the biggest celestial event of this millennium, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of them. Very excited here. Their necks still all craned towards the sky, eyes fixed on their eclipse glasses, and they're just looking through them at the sky. Till the last minute, they're going to be looking at it. Complete enthusiasm here, and they immediately broke into an applause as soon as the ring of fire was formed here in Dhanushkodi.
What is the most exciting moment for you, Meenakshi? It's quite a sight, I believe.
Absolutely, Shreya. In fact, I'm the one few lucky ones who's around here to have witnessed this. This is an absolutely amazing sight for me personally, because I have also never witnessed a complete solar eclipse ever before. So witnessing the first total eclipse, and that too an annular eclipse, a once in a lifetime opportunity, is a great fortune, and I'm really lucky that I'm here. And it's an awesome feeling to be around here with so many people who are so excited. It's by the beach. It's as it is a scenic beauty, and on the beach side, looking up at the sky at the biggest celestial event is an amazing feeling, and And well, yeah, I'm very happy to be a part of this here today.
I'm sure the best view in the country is in Rameshwaram, and that's where you are, and it stays there in this way for what, 10 minutes?
Well, yes, for the next 10 minutes now, probably the next 7 minutes is what we've been told that this is going to continue like this. So all eyes really transfixed, looking up at the sky, waiting for that, waiting to see till the last minute the ring of fire up in the sky, which they would probably never ever get to see again.
Meenakshi, the eclipses find the earliest mention in Puranas we've been reading, and the story goes that Rahu, the demon, tries to steal Amrit from the gods, and that's when the sun and moon identify him, and Lord Vishnu cuts his head off. It's a very interesting story. The Rahu then swallows the sun and the moon and causes solar and lunar eclipses. Have you been hearing this kind of stories or myths as you talk to people there today?
Absolutely, Palki. In fact, just a few minutes ago, I was hearing an old lady telling her grandson this very tale, telling him about how this is how eclipses are caused. It is actually a very fun-filled atmosphere here. People really exchanging stories, myths, beliefs about eclipses, talking about it, about their previous experiences of having witnessed eclipses and of this one, and how this is special from the other eclipses they've seen. How superstitions used to cover eclipses completely earlier, and how the times are changing, and how now people don't believe in superstitions so much, and how they are willing to even come out of their houses in such huge numbers to come out here in the open to witness an eclipse itself. All such talks being heard around here, people really talking, discussing only eclipse at the moment from the morning today.
Right, those beautiful pictures coming from Rameshwaram. We'll keep bringing you more of those and more reactions and what people are doing and saying on this spectacular sight that is being seen in the skies. We'll take a break.
Absolutely, but till we take a break, you log on to ibnlive.com. If you have any queries, any questions about this solar eclipse, you can always put your questions in there. Lisha here will be answering them for you. Back in a moment.
Missed the eclipse last year? Nature's giving you a second chance. CNN IBN chases the longest eclipse in 1,000 years. It's one great ring of fire you'll remember for years to come. Live from Maldives to Rameshwaram, all through the day on CNN IBN.
आशाओं का घर